one of three types. You got this, where it's got a little Torx head screw on the bottom. You could have the band, or you could have the one where the sensor and the valve are all one piece.
Right.
This one, if somebody hadn't already busted it apart, theoretically I could take a little Torx head screwdriver, take the sensor off, save the sensor, and just get a new valve. Okay? It's not going to work that way because, well, somebody already did a number. So at this point, I'm not trying to preserve anything because now, sometimes you'll cut if you can. Remember, this is coming out, so I'm not necessarily trying to be
gentle.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be careful or gentle or anything else with it. All I'm trying to do is essentially get this out. Now, worst case scenario, this is our tool that we'll use for installing. It threads right on the top where the cap installs.
Okay. You could just yank it. Go fry it.
See how well it holds together.
Get it all the way.
If you notice, she's fighting every last step.
Oh my god.
Came off.
It's in it.
Yeah, that's not bad, Joe.
Oh boy.
So you ain't
Damn.
getting that. So what's the next thing?
You made a whole new tool. It's like a screw.
Yeah, we'll get it out.
Weed it out.
See, what's
So is it
actually
normally
what's
this hard to get it out?
no, this one's playing because this one's it's still got the bit of the sensor on it. Normally, with most valves, what you do is you just cut off this bottom piece.
Is that the black part?
Yeah.
Should use it like a knife.
No, you actually use spikes. See how that went? You're literally just trying to pop.
Oh my god, come on.
Both of the inner tie rods need to be changed.
Well, I ain't never see that one. The one that I was working
Wheel
with,
speed sensors ain't got no bolts
you
in
can
them.
attach the sensor from the
Bottom that you're on, that
yeah,
you'll
you
be there.
screw it on. Once you screw it
So
on,
let's do this.
it'd be a part
You can
that's
start going into
poking out this
the
end,
black
and
toolbox,
the
get out
valve
what you
head,
need for
and
inner
then
tie rods.
connect the sensor.
Okay.
Let's see what we can start getting with that. And we'll see if I can get parts coming today.
All right. 11 hour.
All right. So I'm seeing if I can get this. It is working. It's just going to take me a second here. Getting the brass of the old valve spun out. Now,
Oh, I thought it snapped.
here's the question I want you to think about. If a customer had a TPMS like this, and say it's an emergency and they can't afford a new sensor, or they're not willing to pay for a new sensor, do you think that you could make a regular valve work on the car?
Yeah.
You absolutely can. Okay? If you notice it snapped inside, all I'm doing is just getting it to
Loosen up.
where I could get it.
Because that video showed us when the sensor was bad in the other car. Remember the sensor was bad. The tire still was good.
Oh,
It was good, but it was setting the lights off.
Right. Well, theirs was a little different because they had a band sensor. The sensor was actually banded to the wheel.
Oh, okay.
That's the drop well, right?
Yes, this is right here in the drop well. Now, so all you do, now you notice on a valve, it's got this part here, next out, and then it's got that. That's literally a molded in O-ring. And then bottom here is the seal.
Okay.
Now this is a car that obviously had a sensor on it. But if a customer came in and said, look, I can't afford that, man, I need to get on the road, I'm going to write up that the customer declined the sensor, but they still wanted the tire repair. This is how we would do it.
Drop it.
You put it in there, spin this tool on.
Pry it.
Yep. Now you notice the tool's got these cutouts here. That's so it can lay
With a
and
flint.
catch on a valve on. And you see how it just pulled through?
Yeah.
You saw that like pop? That's it.
That's it.
In your game?
Yep.
After that, you put the sensor.
No, well this one can't do sensor. I put a regular valve in. That's why I said this is almost like a customer coming in and saying, I can't afford the sensor, just put a valve in for me. Now I don't have a ton, but I got about 3 more valves if somebody wants to practice. What you gotta do, cut it, because that's the only way these come out.
So if you get rid of that,
You gotta cut it and then pop the new one on.